my channel. My name is Franca and I'm glad you're here. Please ignore the pimple patches on my face. But we are getting into The Assassin's Blade, which is the third book, supposedly the third book in the reading order that I chose in the Throne of Glass series. If you haven't seen my first two videos, I'll link them up above for you. But let's get into this. I'm about 50 pages into The Assassin's Blade. I read it last night. I'm 100% convinced. I did not say a single thing about this book last night. I was like so delirious, but I wanted to keep reading. I was so invested in reading. But I think it was a little bit delirious because I should have been asleep and I wasn't tired and I just wanted to keep reading. This is a collection of short stories that go over Selena's life story, perhaps. And it shows her and Sam's relationship, which is the person she said that she had fallen in love with, who had been offed from the first two books that they were talking about. So now we get to see their relationship. And to be honest, so far, I'm only 50 pages in. They hate each other's guts. They're both trying to fight for this like one position. And like they both hate each other. The first chapter was really short. The second chapter is all about this pirate. Selena and Sam go off on a mission to meet with this like pirate or whatever and do like a trade, but they were lied to about why they were going there. So they thought they were going there because he needed to pay money for offing some of the assassins. And when instead they're doing a little slave trade. So now Selena and Sam are going to free all these slaves. So that is going to cause some havoc. I haven't read that far into it, so we will continue to read and see what happens. But so far I'm enjoying it. I think giving this character an all-around backstory, I thought it was going to start a little bit further. The first chapter, I don't remember how old he is. The second chapter, she's 16. So it's not too far. I thought this was going to talk about her life before becoming an assassin, but it makes sense that it is about her being an assassin. But we will continue to read and see what happens. Alrighty, so literally all that happened was they freed the slaves, and now Sam and Selena kind of like each other, and they hug, so I think that's the perfect start to a little love story. But now we're on to the second part, or I guess the second novella, because this is all Throne of Glass novellas. The second novella, the first one was, stop, I gotta look at this. The first one was The Assassin and the Pirate Lord. This one is The Assassin and the Healer. So let's see what this is about. Alrighty, another day, some more reading. So I just finished the second part, which is, I have to look again because I already forgot. The Assassin and the Healer. I'm like 116 pages in and I just finished the second story. So I feel like the last couple are going to be a little bit longer. Because the next one's what, like 100 pages too. And then the next one's 100-ish pages too. But this one I didn't really like. I don't like, I guess it's to show like her humanity for helping this girl who wants to be a healer and she's stuck in a rut, and kind of her showing that she has some good in her, you know what I mean? She's not this like deranged assassin who just offs everybody. Like, she does have a heart. But yeah, I don't understand what comes of that. But I wonder if this healer is gonna pop up in the rest of the series. Maybe she comes back, or she recognizes Selena somewhere. So I wonder if that's gonna happen. Other than that, the next part about the desert I think is about, what is it? The silent assassins. But we learn, because in the first two books she talks about like training with these silent assassins in the desert, but she never said that it was like a punishment. So now we learn that she did something she wasn't supposed to because she felt it was the right thing to do. Then she got beat up. Then she got sent to go work with the silent assassins as a punishment. So I have a feeling they're not going to be very nice. So let's get into the next part. Okay, so I just finished the short novella, The Assassin and the Desert. And was that a journey. I find it weird that they're considered like assassins when they like didn't off anybody. So I find that a little weird. Secondly, the fact that Ansel, I think her name's Ansel, betrayed everyone. Absolutely crazy. But this is how Selena got that beautiful mare stallion that's so prized and rare, because she stole it. Absolutely crazy. And the way they had me rooting for their friendship, I'm like, oh my god, Selena's gonna leave and her and her friendship is like over. She's never gonna see this girl ever again. I really need to stop being gaslit by these books. They need to stop lying to me. They need to stop getting my hopes up. Because the way I was like, their friendship's so cute. I thought Ansel was gonna be like, actually, I wanna go with you. I'm gonna leave with you. And then we're gonna continue their friendship. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She was working for that lord that has been that was trying to off the assassins, and she helped them attack them. But then you know how they were like Ansel thought a little bit better of Selena because she drugged Selena, left her in the desert, and said, "Go home." She's like, actually, the mute master didn't wanna didn't wanna make you feel bad by telling you to get the heck out of here. And then she saw all these soldiers marching towards the thing, so she's like, "Eh, something's a little fishy." So then she thought it through and she's like, oh my god, Ansel betrayed them. So then she went and saved the day. But also, tell me why the mute master just made her look at animals the whole time when he was training her. That's like all she did was look at animals. You know how annoyed I would be? I would not be able to do that. I'd be like, okay, I saw it. But it was very interesting. I feel like if they dragged it out a little bit more, added a little bit more, that could have been a whole entire book. I was so invested. I was like, what the heck is going on? But I like that they're like shorter novellas because it feels like I just finished a book and I only read like 100 pages. But I think it's interesting that they're novellas and I like how they're telling stories that we were like, there was like little pieces mentioned. The first one mentioned that she spent time in the Red Desert and they showed us like how she got this rare horse. So I think that's interesting. Although I wish they like deep dived on her background. I wish they did like from the moment she was born. But I feel like maybe they'll get into that in the later books in the series because like they kind of have to tell me at some point. I will sit and wait and continue to read The Assassin and the Underworlds. And so far, it's just like about a business dealing and like her being nice to like Sam and stuff, and them like kind of becoming friends or whatever. But they're at this party because they're supposed to off this guy, and he's at this party, and it's also his ex wife that's trying to off him. So she threw this party. She invited him. I don't know why she invited him. I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to get a road built from their town to wherever the heck they are, where the king is, right? So then she says, four guys walked in masks to this party, and she's having the time of her life. One guy looks like the little ringleader, and one of the three other guys sticks really, really, really close to this one guy, and he has a sword, and he doesn't look happy, and he doesn't want to be there. You know who those are? Dorian and Charles. To be honest, forgot about them. Forgot. I feel like this is like, could possibly be a completely different story, and I haven't even finished this part yet. But as soon as it said Sapphire Eyes, I go, I know who this is. Dorian right now is talking to Selena at this party, but he thinks she's from this other town. Her identity is a secret, so he doesn't know it's her, and he has a mask on, so she doesn't know it's him. Ugh, what a mess. What a mess. I wasn't gonna say much about this part until that happened, so now I have to keep reading. Already, clearly I'm reading in bed. But this one was very interesting. This was The Assassin and the Underworld. But the guy who saved her, I forget, I don't know how you pronounce his name in real life or out loud, but like the King of Assassins literally tricked her into offing a man who was trying to stop slave trading. So now she's pissed. So she moved out and now she lives with Sam. And she sold her horse to the lady that paid her to kill the good guy, who paid her to off the good guy. So, kind of mad. Also, the horse sounded really pretty. Also, apparently, she used that money that she sold her horse with to pay off Sam's debt. So now they live together. So, that was cute. Things are happening, but like, I don't understand why he backstabbed her. And then there's this girl who she doesn't like, named Lysandra or something. and she was like, what's it called? A courtesan? I think that's the word they use. I don't know what the heck that is. She had a bid for her because now she's of age or something. I don't know. To like take her virginity. And you know who bought her? The king of assassins. And he used the money she paid him to buy her. So she was furious. So she left. And things are going down. But I don't know. I thought they were like that. Like, I thought she was like kind of like his kid. You know what I mean? So I don't know why he's doing all these terrible things. Probably because she lost him a lot of money. But still, that's like your kid. So we will see what happens in the last novella. So I finished the entire book, and let me tell you, this last section was absolutely bonkers. So the last section, Sam and Selena are trying to get out of this assassins guild or whatever they're in, the assassins keep, whatever, this little assassins group. Selena pays off both their debts. They move away, right? They're trying to leave this continent as a whole. So they need money because they had to pay all their money to the head assassin to go on good terms, right? And be able to work and not be hunted down later. So they need money. So Sam finds someone who's like, I need you to take out this crime lord guy who lives here. But it was a setup. First, they got Sam. They offed Sam and sent him back. So then Selena went to go avenge him. And she ended up killing the crime boss, right? Which is exactly what the second-hand man wanted. For her to off the crime boss so he could ascend to the crime boss. And he didn't want to off her. And you want to know why he didn't want to off her? Because he was working with the head assassin. Absolutely bonkers. So he sold her out. And then she got captured. The crime lord, the new crime lord, brought her to the king as like a gift so that they'd be on good terms. And he was like, oh, what should I do with her? And she didn't want to talk. Her last words were, make it quick, referring to them offing her. So then he goes, actually not. I'm going to put you in a slave camp and no one will kill you. You will live 9 lives and no one is going to off you. Absolutely bonkers, absolutely crazy. The heartbreak and betrayal she must have been feeling from the head assassin, who was like practically a father figure in her life. And his only excuse was he didn't like to share. So I wonder if he's like secretly in love with her, even though he found her when she was like 8 years old. So I wonder if in the next book she has a little altercation with him, because he's been mentioned in passing in the first 2 books, but she hasn't actually like seen him again now after she's been after she went through the salt mine camp and after she became the king's champion. So I wonder if she's going to meet him in the next book. But I am so unbelievably excited to read the next books that I like can't even contain my excitement. So we're going to start reading it right after this. With that said, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and comment down below. If you didn't, feel free to leave a hate comment. I'd love to hear your opinion. I will see you guys tomorrow.